Welcome back to another episode of the Eager to Love podcast. I'm your host, James, and this is my co-host,
Brian.
And we're back with another episode. We got a special guest here today, Jordan, one of my close friends. Will be joining us here today. So stay tuned. We'll be on after the break.
Niggas think it's really funny when they play around. See a chick cause she thick, tell her slow it down. In reality you can see that it's true. You don't care about her, you just care about you.
Let's give a special sponsor, Springfield Best One, Springfield Beast Stone. Check her out. Check out her Instagram. Springfield Best One. She also got a YouTube channel, Bonnie Stone. Check out her music. It's mad good, and I'm actually in this music video, so go check it out. I'm right there. And make sure you go watch their podcast too, Bonnie Stone and Miss Phenom, Crushing the Culture. And make sure y'all go watch their videos, watch, and follow her on Instagram. So I'm back here with my guest Jordan. So how you doing, Jordan?
Pretty good.
That's good. So I'm basically gonna, introduce, say how I met Jordan and everything, and Brian will say how you met her.
Basic stuff.
Yeah. So we met in we met at like Interstate. It's like the hangout place where we all hang out and stuff. And I met her there, and I found out that she went to my school that I had left, and she just started going there. So I met her through a mutual friend, and I'm not gonna lie, we had a really bad beginning. Like the way it looked like we were never gonna be friends, but we just over time we just became close friends, and I'm glad we did. I apologize for that's how it started, and she wanted to punch me in the face. So there's that, and so it kind of just became a sort of friendship, which I value a lot. And so yeah, that's how I met her. Brian?
I mean, honestly, I'd say I met her through you, big guy. That's really all I say.
Yeah, like I said, me and him went to Interstate, and I always went with him. It was never really by myself. So if I met anybody there or seen anybody, we just all became, we all became friends, and we were just chill with it. So I mean, it was cool. Not out of the ordinary.
Always worth the $20 each time.
Yeah, it's like $20 to get in, but I probably socialize with people. That's really why I go, and then skate a little bit. But it's just cool. It's a cool atmosphere when nobody's fighting. Thankfully, I haven't been there when people have fought, so that's pretty good. So Jordan, what was it like growing up in the area?
Yeah, I just grew up near you in Springfield.
Yeah.
Went to St. Michael's and then hopped around high schools from Minnechaug to East Longmeadow to Chicopee now. But kind of pets,
Yeah. So out of those three high schools, Jordan, what was your favorite? Where you had the most fun?
Probably Minnechaug, just because I knew a lot more of the people there than going to East Longmeadow and Chicopee. And I just met more people and had better experiences, I guess.
Yeah, because you went to Chicopee the beginning of quarantine, not quarantine, but the start of this year, right?
Yeah.
Around there. So yeah, because you're doing online.
Just after Christmas break.
Okay. So would you say the transition from three different schools was hard?
Yeah, just because they all had different learning levels. And at Chog they kind of took it slower, so it was easier. And then when I went to East Longmeadow, I didn't learn half the stuff they had, and they just threw me in bio when I was in earth science. And then at Chicopee now, I'm just in way harder classes, and it's just hard to catch up with everything, I guess.
So you would say it's kind of a struggle switching
Yeah.
so fast. So it's 3 different curriculums. in like the span of like
Yeah.
2 years. Okay, that's understandable. Do you think you're gonna stay at Chicopee for the rest of high school? Do you think you're gonna be there for the remainder?
Yeah, I think so.
And you're
Just
okay with that?
settled here and everything. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't really know anyone yet just because we haven't gone like in person, which is definitely hard just doing all online for everything. But
Yeah, most definitely. No, that is difficult.
yeah.
Would you say like, I don't know, would you be nervous to go in next year? Because I know they're gonna start like reopening schools and everything. Do you think that they're gonna like? You think that you think that they're going to like? You think you're gonna be nervous getting into school, like going in as opposed, because obviously online's different. So do you think you're gonna be
Yeah.
nervous to go?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're talking about going after like February break or something. They're talking about going back, but I don't know if I'm going to. I might just stay online for like the rest of this year, just so it's easier, like with a fresh start and everything.
Why are you putting your hand up? You can't hear us?
Both your no. Oh, Jordan was frozen.
She wasn't frozen for me.
She was for me.
Yeah, your bandwidth sucks. So yeah, because I know for me, I'm gonna graduate, so I know my top priority is just to stay safe. So I think I'm just gonna not go in, but it's definitely a decision that I haven't been given the option yet. So whatever happens. I might even do hybrid. I'm not sure. Like I think that's
Yeah.
like the max option, but no, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think it is.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, if I take the proper precautions, because like at school, I don't know if like Brian agrees with it. I used to dap up everybody, and I'd realize like during flu season, like why would I do that? Because people are just nasty in general. So like,
in Pope, you do that now, and you get suspended. That's just how it is.
yeah, it's great. Like you don't realize how many times like you touch things and you dap people up and stuff. Like I would have to remember like to like be extra careful, but it is what it is. So kind of like just I know we may have had different experiences at St. Michael's, but can you like kind of like describe yours?
Just like in general.
Yeah, just in general.
Well, I mean, it was really just like strict and everything, and I mean everyone knew everyone, so like that was cool. Just to be able to like know your whole class because it was small.
Yeah.
And like you could like trust the teachers kind of. So I mean it wasn't bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was the same, I guess, for me and Brian, because it was small. The only thing I just didn't like was, so I realized, like, after, like, when I went to, like, for high school, like, that, like, not a lot of middle schools have recess or that free period. So, like, I kind of missed that, too. But it definitely, like, it paved the way just kind of, like, diving into the topic. Like, especially at recess, if you had, like, a boyfriend or like girlfriend, like recess like definitely helped compared to any other middle school, because sometimes like there's some middle schools don't have recess, so you don't have that time to talk at school. So do you feel like that kind of helped like some of the things that you had in middle school, like that recess, like free period, like made it better or worse for your, I guess not relationships, but like flings or whatever?
I mean, I guess. I mean, in middle school, personally, I don't really think anyone talks to like their boyfriend or girlfriend like in person. It's just like weird like that, I feel like, for everyone.
Oh yeah.
But,
No, that's true, because I forget too, because like middle school was it was a while ago, so like I do forget, because now it's like you're not gonna be nervous to like, you're gonna be nervous about bigger things, and like when I see you, like just to talk in person, like it's different.
Yeah, it's just like quoting your famous quote on your thumbnail for this podcast. So you have to feel, you want to hung after school. Man, my heart's beating so fast right now.
Yeah, it's different. So when do you think you started to really date? Was it into like high school?
yeah, definitely. I think like maybe like, yeah, definitely like ninth grade. Because in middle school, I don't know, they're all just like 1 week little things that I personally don't count like at all.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, no, we all do. And like people who say like, oh, like it's still gonna count, like no, it really doesn't. Like, did I
Yeah,
spend
because like, I
like
feel like in middle school you're like finding out like who you like and like where you want to be at, and like I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
no, I hear what you're saying. No, I understand. So high school is like when you really first started dating people.
Yeah.
Middle
Alright.
school, you could say, is where you test things out.
Yeah,
And
that's
high
really what
school-
it is.
High school is where you really put it to the test. Like you experiment with it.
Yeah. So out of those, like, I guess up until the point that you are now, like, what's the longest relationship you've been in so far?
My current one, which is like about to be a year.
All right. I've never made even half a year. How is it like going the whole year? Were there breaks in between where like, oh my gosh, like we got in an argument and like I just want to stop talking to you?
For me, no, we haven't had like any breaks or anything, just like the whole year, but there's definitely like sorry. There's definitely like rough patches, and you know, in the beginning it's all like new and exciting and like happy and everything, but then once that wears off, you're like getting used to like settling with that person. So it's definitely like hard at first, but like you just have to power through it and kind of work it out and not just
Now,
be pressed over one argument. And
now here's the deal, Jordan. Is the trust there probably the most important part of the relationship?
what'd you say? Sorry.
Is the trust there?
Yeah. I mean, for me at least, yeah, because I don't know, I feel like after being with someone for like a certain amount of months or years or whatever, you like really like fully put your trust in them because you've been with them for so long. And like I've like before me and him started dating, I've known him like a year before then. So I've really known him for like 2 years now. And we were best friends before, so I trusted him then too.
So did you know like that year before that you like, oh, like dang, I want him, like I want to be with him? Like, did you know that already, or that feelings didn't develop that
Well,
quick?
when me and him were friends, I liked him the whole time. And like he kind of like we both kind of knew we liked each other, but just didn't really talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
And just kind of waited until everything was like right, if that makes sense.
So you think that was like, I want to say, because obviously the answer is going to be him, but like the best like highlighted relationships, like was it just that one, or you had like ones where you felt the same, like you felt like it was going to last like a year, like you and your current boyfriend are obviously, but did you feel at that point with somebody else as well?
Yeah, I guess so, but I think it was at like East Long Meadow. One kid, we didn't really date, we just kind of like talked for 2 months, I think. And I don't know, but I thought that would last, but it didn't, which is fine because it got me where I am. But
No, that's definitely, I feel like everything you go through is for a reason to actually
Yeah.
like, even like the hard things, it gets you to like a better and like happier place. So in terms of that and like school and everything, do you feel like relationships distracted you more from your schoolwork, or it just didn't really like matter? Like, were you able to like manage your time better, or?
I feel like, I mean, it depends on like if you go to like the same school with them, I feel like it encourages you more because you have someone there like 100% on your side and like supporting you. But like, I don't know. I mean, now I don't go to the same school as him anymore. So it is kind of hard just because like you're thinking like, oh, I wonder like how they're doing with everything right now. And then you're kind of like on your own.
Facts. So you guys, so how often do you think, how often would you say like you see him?
Well, it really depends. Like before it would be like twice a week, but now we can drive. So it's kind of just like whenever he wants to like pop by.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely cool. Yeah, because I know like we were just talking. Like I think this was before you guys started dating. Because I know you did mention it to me before. Like that nobody had like the license thing. So we were talking like, oh, James, you got to give me rides or whatever. And then freaking Corona hit. And so it like
Yeah.
stopped everything. But yeah, so that's cool. I like that. Kind of like an overview of like Jordan's, relationship. Let's dive into some different topics. Yeah. So me and Jordan like honestly stopped talking. I think so. We stopped talking for the majority of quarantine. When I say quarantine, I mean like last year, like March to like the summer, because like the summer I feel like everybody just still did their own thing. Like even me, like you still like had fun, but like that March to April to May phase was like, oh, you're kind of like scared to go out because you really don't know what's out there. But so definitely like me and Jordan became close to where like we like would talk like every single day, and like we just like you just know more about each other. And I actually like I got to learn more about her in terms of like I actually thought she was really mean at first. I'm not even gonna lie. And so like I was just like I never really talked to her because I've noticed her, but like, I just never really talked to her. But like she's really funny. I've had time like if we're gonna be friends, you have to be really funny. Like, there has to be a vibe where like you're both laughing every single time you're talking on the phone. And sometimes you have that vibe with people, and like that was me and Jordan. Like every FaceTime call, you can agree or disagree, but like we were always laughing. And but it was definitely cool. I got to be a part of her crises, and she would ask me for like advice. Maybe I'm wrong, Jordan. You could tell me if I'm wrong or
No, you're not. You're spot on.
no. It was weird. Like like how you just start becoming friends with somebody, and like you never thought you'd be friends. Like Jordan was one of them. Especially like Brian. Even when we started becoming friends, I never thought we were gonna be best friends. I was just like, I'm just gonna be friends with him and see where it goes. And then 8th grade just
8th grade changed everything pretty much. And now look at it. So.
Yeah, and time flies. But yeah, it was great. So any advice for Jordan? So any advice for like anybody who's wanting to be in like a relationship? I guess from your point of view.
Honestly, like if you're younger, like I don't know, like even in high school, like if you don't really think like you want to be in a relationship with someone, you shouldn't have to like worry about it. Like just let them know, like regardless of like if they're mad or not, like you just have to like make yourself happy and make sure you're happy. And even if you're younger too, but like don't sweat the small stuff pretty much. And like if you date a lot of guys just to figure out what you like that's not a big deal, no matter what anyone says. Like you're just trying to figure yourself out, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely hate that label when people are like, oh, you date a lot of girls or you date a lot of guys, and it's just like you're just trying to figure out what you want.
Yeah.
But I would say address that in the beginning, like, hey, like I'm just trying this out. Like this is just like a like I just want to know what I don't like and what I do like, and if this ends up being great. But I'm at a time where I'm still kind of figuring things out, and this might not work. So I don't want to take this as serious as like you may want it. It's always like communication is key. And like Jordan will tell you, like in relationship, communication is key, because especially from like a girl's standpoint, like guys won't understand that. And it's like, it frustrates like the girls especially. So like try to like be vocal about it. So
and that's why so many relationships end, because there's no communication. That bond is gone, pretty much.
Yeah, most definitely. But it was definitely great to have. I was wrapping up here. It was definitely great to have Jordan on the show. Really great friend of mine. I'm glad that she's on here to explain like her side of everything. And she was nervous before this. So I mean, but honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell. I didn't think she was. She did like a really great job. So I'm glad that I was able to get her on the show, and it's definitely appreciated when people take the time and spend that 40 minutes with you, because it does take like 40 minutes, but you only see like 26 minutes of it. So it's always fun process of the recording. So it's definitely great to have you on the show, Jordan. So
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was another episode of the Eager to Love podcast. It was definitely great to have Jordan on the show. It's always fun the recording process and just talking to people, especially, you know, you haven't talked to in a while. It's definitely great to hear them and hear their side, because what makes up this podcast is so many different stories and experiences, and I'm glad that she was a part of the show today. So personally, I'd like to thank her to be on here. But yeah, you heard it from her first, you know. Find out like what's your happiness before, you know, figure out yourself, like we've been saying, and it's definitely it's great insight. Brian, any last words?
Like always, if you want a feature, just add my socials.
Most definitely. There you go. He's in charge of the features. So thank you for watching this podcast. Stay blessed, stay safe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.